Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to Step of the Flatbush Don TV, where we don't glorify the streets, but instead we learn from them. The wise learn from the mistakes of others, while the fool keep making the same mistakes over and over, expecting a different result. We all make bad choices, but the greatest among us use the lessons learned to help others avoid the pitfalls of the streets, death style, where gold, opiates, diamonds become their God. I'm Stepper, your host. Peace, love, development, and unity is our code. Without these four pillars, we are lost. Today's topic is my greatest investment. Now, a lot of people come on the platform and ask me various questions. One they asked me that stuck out, one question that they asked me that stuck out was that when I was living that life, that street life, what was one of the main things that I feared? So I'm gonna address that today. Some people act like they Superman, they don't fear nothing, but that's not reality. We all got our fears. But what makes us great is the ability to conquer those fears and not allow the fears to conquer you. So now, like I said, when I was in that life, which I don't condone, but we all make mistakes. And I'm trying to educate those who coming up and try to deter them from making the same mistakes I did. Not to glorify my actions, but to use it as a deterrent. Okay, now that's out the way. Now, one of my greatest fears was getting hit in the stomach and having to wear a colostomy bag, what people call a shit bag. That was one of my fears. And to be paralyzed and having to spend the rest of my days in a wheelchair. To me, those two things was worse than death. I remember coming home in the 80s, in the late 80s, and going to visit a brethren of mine that was living in Vanderveer. He was one of the dudes he was down with us, but he was living in Veer still. So I went to visit him because he was in a wheelchair. When I was locked down, he was going around orchestrating robberies and pushing up on certain Colombians and robbing them in a club that they had, and got relaxed. He thought it was like that until one day he went there, did his robbery, put his thing down, and some Colombian hit him in the neck, shot him in the neck. And that caused him to be paralyzed. Now I felt for the brother. I went and visited him. and seeing a great soldier reduced to that wheelchair, it was emotional, man. And I wasn't even an emotional type of person, but it touched me. So one of my main things was that I invested, because of that and other things, I invested in a bulletproof vest. Now, when I came home, I got two burners and a vest from one of my homies, from a partner. But the vest that he had wasn't to my standard. When your life is at stake, and you in the line of fire and living that life, I would encourage anybody to get the best. So they had a vest out that was good quality. It came with insurance and warranty and all this. Came with a shock plate. And I made sure when we had drama or we had to go on an ops or mission or whatever, I always made sure I had that vest on. And I'm here today to tell you that it saved my life. One day, I think it was springtime, I was coming down Church Avenue. I felt like walking. Sometimes I walk a little bit, walk around, checking out a couple here and there, doing a little shopping around the place, picking up the ones and twos. And somebody, enemy, must have spotted me and I didn't spot him. To make a long story short, they have some stores that you can see. They have like a doorway and has the glass, so you could be standing up there and somebody can't see you till they directly in front of you, or you are directly in front of them. So now I'm passing by, coming through. I got a champion hoodie on and my vest on. As I got near this individual, he pops out in front of me. He got the drop on me dead to right. He didn't hesitate. He let loose 3. Center mass. Remember I said I just came out the pen, been out for a few months, but I still have my size on my bow. I was lifting up all the iron up in there. So I was diesel. So when he caught me with that, like I said, it looked like a 357. When he let loose, I tried to drop back. You try to put the brakes on, and I dropped back and rolled. He didn't wait to see if I was dead or whatever. in his mind, the 3 in the chest, you out of here. Even if you have a vest on, it could still do damage to your internal organs and to your flesh, right? So I get up out of there. I'm laying low, but I'm still alive. I was on a violation. I think I was in school kill. And they had this homie from Utica. He had got hit up in the street. And man, he had to change that when he had to go in the bathroom and change that colostomy bag. Oh man. Woo! That was the worst thing I've ever smelled. I mean, that was like worse than a dead body. That's how that was smelling. So I looked at certain things and I seen how close I got to that. How close I got to being taken out. Did that deter me from doing or living that lifestyle? It should have, but at that time it didn't. I believe that when people are ready to change, that's when they change. That's when they make that change. But if you're not ready to change, it's not going to happen. So I think the best investment that I ever made was that Bulletproof Vest. Because it saved my life. And it saved me from my worst fear, which was that shit bag. Which I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. Real story. Now, we're not going to go into what happened at Scram that shot me. That's a story for another day. But if you believe in karma, what goes around comes around. Sometimes you don't have to do anything. Sometimes people live in a certain way and karma take care of them. I repeat, sometimes you don't have to become judge, jury, and execution. Sometimes karma takes care of that for you. If you like the content, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button so when the videos come out, you get notified. Right? Stepper. Keep it real. Peace. One love.